Hi there guys, Sam here, welcome back to another video. You join me once again in my Mark 7 Golf R to sort of do a bit of comparison for you guys for the Mark 8 Golf GTI, the GTD, the Clubsport and the R, to kind of summarise the four cars that are, you know, the cool VW hot hatches coming out, and to give you guys an idea of what to expect and kind of what to choose from really in one sort of simple video. So yeah, let's get straight into this. So yes, you join me once again for another video. Thank you for staying tuned. I hope everyone is all well, and I thought I'd come through like a nice and easy list to kind of go through what to expect in terms of price, horsepower, torque figures, 0 to 60 time, you know, mileage you can get out of the car, UK price. Now, if you're not too familiar with my channel, I do bring a sort of like a bit of a car community together. You know, GTD, GTI, Clubsport, R owners are all part of the group, mainly about our products. You know, it's mainly about sort of like the top end of you know, the hot hatch kind of world. And yeah, so you know, get involved in the comments, help each other out. But yeah, hopefully this video should help you out. So yeah, let's get straight into the GTD, and I'll show pictures on screen as I'm kind of talking, going through my notes as well that I've taken. So recently being announced in terms of the full specs of it. So Mark 8 GTD, you know, looks wise as well, it's all kind of they're all kind of similar across the range, I'll be honest. And I've actually got a little secret to kind of tell you towards the end of this video that will also really help you out, potentially more for the driving abilities of these four cars. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Yes, starting price £32,790 in the UK. Power 197 horsepower, 295 pounds-foot of torque. It's a diesel, 0 to 67.1, and you're looking at around a 600-mile range for the tank. That's kind of like the bottom of the range. I still think diesels have something to say in this world. They do have their advantages. For example, best I can probably get out this R is about 400 miles for a tank. You know, so an extra 200 miles is actually quite a lot. So it's got its advantages there. Also, torque figures tend to be quite strong as well, which is always positive. In fact, as I come onto it further, it kind of matches some of the other cars. So that's the GTD and kind of the outline specs of that. Now, in terms of the actual gearbox for the car, you're looking at all of these ones being available with the automatic gearbox. That's kind of the main thing. And the manuals, it's all you know, it does vary from country to country. And they do keep saying in the UK, oh, we're going to bring a manual available, we're going to give this available. But VW actually tend not to. They said for the Polo GTI they'd bring a manual. I haven't seen a Polo GTI since that variant of model came out 2 years ago. So just bank on it having an auto unless I say it's got a manual. This one, I'm not 100% sure if it's got a manual. I think it might do just based on that price because it's the cheapest out of the lot. The next one, the GTI, videos plenty on this channel as well on that, starts from £33,460 for the manual, £1,500 more for the DSG, 245 horsepower, 273 pounds-foot of torque, 0 to 66.4 seconds, and you'll probably get around 450 miles to a tank. Now, slightly less torque than the diesel, but slightly more power. It's obviously the petrol equivalent, and that's kind of where it wants to sit, the GTI. But interesting stats and interesting to compare it to, well, yeah, the rest of them as well. The next one is the Clubsport. Now, again, a really cool car, recently come out in the last couple of weeks, they've announced it. Cool picture on the screen as well for you lot. Now, prices haven't been officially announced, but I've kind of done my calculations between all of these ones and the ranges, and this is going to be sort of like a sub £37,000 car in the UK, 300 horsepower, 295 pounds-foot of torque, so matches a diesel GTD, but a little bit more than the GTI. Sub 6 seconds, 0 to 60, think about 5.9, 5.8, traction limited, front wheel drive and all that. All these cars that I've spoken about so far are front wheel drive, and you're looking at slightly less miles to a tank than a normal GTI, but not by much. It's the same weight, it is the same engine, it's just pumping out a few more horses. So yeah, I've said around 420, 430 miles sounds about right. Now, the daddy of the range, the Mark 8 R, we're going to find out a lot more on the 4th of November, so please stay tuned to the channel for that. Yeah, I do plenty of content on the Mark 8 R. It might be a car I'm interested in actually buying myself as well, let alone just sharing it with yeah, the car community on my channel. So 4th of November, so stay tuned for that with the 29th of October today. The R, I've worked out it's going to be a sub £38,000 car. Hasn't been officially announced yet, but I know that because the S3, which is its equivalent from the Audi range, starts at 38,475. So there's no way that the R is going to be a premium over the Audi. So it will certainly be a sub £38,000 car. It's a petrol powered car, 4-wheel drive, the only one that's 4-wheel drive out of all these. Sub 5 seconds to 60, talking like 4.5 really with the DSG. Might have a manual, might not. Probably will have it in the States and in other regions, but UK probably not. Who knows? Miles to a tank, it's not going to be any different to the car that I'm sat in right now. It's the same engine, same platform, same Haldex system basically, in terms of, yeah, only a few like minor changes really from what I can see, and I've done so many videos this year on it, and yeah, I'm in the know a little bit. So you're looking about 400 miles to a full tank of fuel. So those are the 4 hot hatches that VW have to offer, and I think it's really exciting. I think there's a place for each of them, and I think it's important if you're looking at these kind of cars to consider it. You know, if you're doing really big miles, but you still want a classy Golf and a little bit of a sporting characteristic, the GTD probably is the way to go. I know a lot of my subscribers have the Mark 7 GTD. Some of them mix and match and have another like GTI or an R alongside it. The base GTI almost makes the least sense to me because it's not the cheapest. The GTD is, you know, a noticeable amount cheaper. So it's not that high powered. It's got less torque than a diesel, and torque is everything on the road, by the way. You know, getting up to speed, mid-range power, everything. So it's kind of lacking that. It's not the most exciting from the reviews. So, but if you want that kind of, you just want to get into a GTI badge, that's the cheapest way you can do it. The next one, the Clubsport. Now, this is probably going to be one of the fastest mid-range kind of car. It's not going to weigh as much as a full-on 4-wheel drive R. It's going to have a similar amount of power, and it's going to be about £1,000 cheaper, maybe a little bit less than that, but certainly cheaper. And miles to a tank, if that's your thing as well, you're still going to get decent economy out of it. Again, a bit of a sweet spot in the range. And it was really, for me, with the 40th anniversary for the Mark 7, but they did do power caps on that. So it was like overboost systems and all this rubbish. So I tried to cut out the, the BS. I don't have any affiliations to these manufacturers or anything I talk about. This is just my feeling. So the Clubsport could be the pick of the range for some, but the full-on R is the best of the best. It will have the most power. Okay, probably have the worst economy, but it's still pretty good. I used to daily this when I went into London. It's sub £38,000, as I said, so the expensive one out the lot. 0-60 sub 5 seconds, so it's going to be pretty quick. Quickest off the line, off the lights. All the other free cars are traction limited because they're front wheel drive. This is not. So those are the Mark 8 hot hatches that we have to look forward to. Plenty more content to come on them. That's a little summary and overview, hopefully to help you lot out. And yeah, the Mark 8 Golf R, we need to know more about that, and we will find out more, and I will share it on this channel here. Now, the little secret extra bit that I kind of wanted to add, which I've mentioned early on in this video, is that if you want to compare these cars to see what they're actually going to be like on the road, check out my description for a video from another channel. And it's a hard video to find, actually. You've got to cut through a lot of rubbish to get the right stuff, but it does compare all these equivalent cars in Mark 7 form, and I think it's a good one for the driving sort of aspect of it. I can talk about it, and I can talk about my experience with having this car for 3.5 years, and obviously the community I've built up and all those kind of experiences. But in terms of sort of driving them back to back on the same road, see what they're like, that's a video to check out. So yeah, that's my little secret addition to this one. But I hope you found this useful. Please like, share and subscribe for more content. I enjoy sharing this with the community. I tried to cut out a lot of the stuff that maybe bit of manufacturer bias from potentially other channels. And yeah, this is what you're going to get. Please get involved in the comments. Which one would you go for, or would you try and mix and match between one or two of them? But I love talking about these cars. They're real world people cars. They can be attainable, and yeah, that's what I like most about this channel, and it puts a smile on my face that they're still sort of keeping them going even in 2020. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.